Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Guru Medeva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha Shruti Smriti Purana Namalayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gurur-Atmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyoma Bhatvyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Om Shri Medha Dakshina Murti Swamine Namaha Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Krishnakarine Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Gurave Buddhi Sakshine Krishna Dvaipayanam Vyasam Sarvalokahite Ratam Vedabja Bhaskaram Vande Samadhi Nilayam Munim Sahasramurte Purushottamasya Sahasranetranana Baho Sahasranamam Stavanam Prashastam Niruchyate Janma Jaradi Shantyai. Namaste once again, everyone, and a very happy New Year.
Namaste Mahodaya. Happy New Year.
All of you.
Namaste Guruji. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Today is a very low attendance day because Hanuman Jayanti is competing with our Vishnu class. So many people, I think, some have informed me that they won't be attending. Many others, I think, without information, they may have gone to Hanuman Jayanti. No, that doesn't matter. We will go ahead with our class. So in the last class, we were seeing which sloka.
Guru Damo Damo.
Yeah, Guru Damo Dama Satya Satya Parakramaha Nimisho Nimishasragbhi Vachaspati Rudharadhi. This was the sloka we were seeing. And I think we saw the meaning of the first two namas, Guru and Gurutama. And by these two namas, the whole teaching parampara, the whole lineage, and also the Vidya is covered. The Brahma Vidya is also covered by these two namas. So that is the meaning which Adi Shankara brought out. Now the next nama is Dhama. The word Dhama has got a few meanings in the language. One meaning is Dhama means abode. But here Adi Shankara takes another meaning as Jyotihi, the one who is effulgent. So Dhama Jyotihi Sarvakamanam Aspadatvat Va Dhama, he says, right? Yeah. Then he also says Narayana Paro Jyotihi iti mantra varnat. Then Paramam Brahma Param Dhama. This is a Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. He quotes that also. Adi Shankara quotes that. Okay, iti Shrutehe. So Bhagavan is in the nature of light. And we have seen this meaning earlier also, being self-effulgent. He does not require any other light to light up Bhagavan. Actually, it is because of the light of Bhagavan alone that everything else is shining. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. The sun is lighted, the moon is lighted, and hence he is the light of all lights. Without this light, our eyes will not be able to see. They are not eyes. The mind is not the mind. So this is the light of Atma, Swayam Prakasha Atma, because of which all lights become visible, and that is the Dhamma light. It is Jyotir Jyotihi, the light of all lights. And the nature is Chaitanya Swarupa, is consciousness, light of consciousness. And as Adi Shankara has quoted from Narayana Suktam, Narayana Paro Jyotihi. So that is one meaning. As I said, Dhamma also has got a meaning of abode, a resting place. So the Lord is Dhamma, the abode, gaining which Sarva Kamas, all desires are as if fulfilled, and gaining which there is no more desire or no more thing to be gained, or there is no return to back to this world also. That means there is no Punarjanma also. Once you have reached that abode, which is moksha, basically. What we are talking about is moksha. And as I said, Gita points this out. Na tat bhasayate suryo, na shashanko, na pavakaha, yad gatva na nivartante, tad dhama paramam mama. 15th chapter, Bhagavan says. So, without that, the Surya does not, the sun does not shine. Na shashanko, na pavakaha, yadgatvana nivartante, reaching which there is no coming back, there is no return. Tad dhama, that abode, paramam mama, is my abode, the most superior, the most exalted abode. So this is the two meanings of Dhamma we can understand. Then the next Nama again is a Nama which is repeated 3 times in Vishnu Sahasranamam, that is Satyaha. We have already seen once earlier, and we will see again later Satya. So here, Satya meaning the one who is in the form of the value of speaking the truth. And the another meaning is the truth of all truths. Second meaning we can take that. Satya Vachana Dharma Swarupatvat Satyaha. That's what is the value. Satya Vachana Dharma, the value of Satya. He is in the form of the in the form of the value of the Satya, the truth. So he is called Satya. And then he says Satyasya Satyamiti Va. Truth of all truths. Now, what is Satya? Satya in the Shastra is defined as that which is not subject to negation. Actually, there are 2 levels of Satya. One is a relative Satya. That is, whenever we speak what we think, that is, there is an alignment between our thought and our speech. That is Satya Vachana. You don't have some thought and then speak something else. That is Asatyam, Anrutam. Many times people do this. They, in their mind, some other thought will be there, but because they want to be very pleasant, they will speak, something as if it is the truth. Right? There is no alignment between the thought and the words. So that, when that is there, that's called Anrita Bhashana. And more importantly, in this relative Satya, what you think should also be true, and what you say should be what you know. That is Satya. That is Satya at the transactional level, at the Vyavaharika level. And another thing is, another angle, you give a word and then you work towards fulfilling that. So between the action and the word, and between the word and the thought, and between the thought and the fact, all these are aligned. What does that mean? It means that you make sure that what you think and what you know is more or less true. You in fact take the pain to check up whether it is true or not before saying it. When there is some doubt or some uncertainty in our knowledge, that uncertainty should also be expressed. If you do that, then the whole thing will be Satya Bhasha. That's why many people say, no, I don't know whether it is true or not, but I have heard this. Excuse me. So then you are actually speaking Satyam only, where you are admitting that you are not aware of the certainty of what you are saying. So that is also Satya Bhasha. And this is the dharma which is to be followed. That is what Satya Swarupatvat is said. And the Lord is in the form of Satya Vachana Dharma, in the form of the value of speaking the truth. And this value is a very, very important value. Unless we realize, we understand, we appreciate the importance of this value, then we will always take, take this value very lightly. So unless we appreciate the value of all the values, it's not only in the case of Satya, all the values which are enshrined in our scriptures, which in Bhagavad Gita classes we will be talking about later about these values. All the values, as Pujya Swamiji says, he has written a nice book, Value of Values. Unless we understand the value of the values, we will never ever be able to practice those values. And because we have to practice the values, because Bhagavan is in the form of those values only. He is in the form of, as I said, Satya Vachana Dharma. In Mahanarayana Upanishad, there is a section called Jnana Sadhana Nirupana. In that it says, Tasmat Satyam Paramam Vadanti. Therefore, they say that adherence to the truth is the best dharma. So, Ishvara is the form of dharma, and the one whose dharma is Satya. One of those dharmas. Ishvara, of course, has got many dharmas. One of them is Satya. And as I said, this world has got a Vyavaharika Satyatvam, an empirical reality, because of which various transactions take place, including the performance of the Vaidika karmas. Because the Vedas say you perform this karma, you will get this result. Do Putra Kameshti Yagam, you will get children. So many karmas and their results are stated in the Vedas. What lends Satyatvam to all these things? It is Ishvara who lends Satyatva to this entire transactions in the world, you can say. That's why he said Satyasya Satyam, the truth of the reality of this universe. We have a Vyavaharika Satyam, the empirical reality, and that empirical reality borrowed its reality from the Paramarthika Satyam, the absolute reality, which is Ishvara, which is Bhagavan. So that is why he is Satya. Then the next nama is Satya Parakrama. Satya Parakrama means the one whose capacity to remove the obstacles is not wasted. He has got immense capacity to remove the obstacles. So Adi Shankara says, Satyaha avitataha parakramo yasya saha satya parakramaha. What is parakrama? Parakrama is the capacity to face and remove obstacles. It is there in all individuals to some degree. And such people who are able to overcome the obstacles in their life, they're called successful people. They try to remove or overcome the obstacles. Of course, all this is possible only with the grace of Ishvara. Because whatever we do in our life, whatever we want to accomplish in our life, our own effort is only one part of the story. The other part of the story is the hidden variables, the adrishtam, which we cannot see. And they are in the form of our past karmas, past punya papas. So that also have to be taken into consideration. And this adrishtam, these hidden variables, they cannot be controlled because we can't even see them. They are hidden. That's why we may plan so many things, but eventually something else happens. Isn't it? We all of us have experienced this. I think in Tamil they say Namundru Ninaika, Daivam Verundru Ninaikirathu. Something like that. Daivam there means it's not Bhagavan, but it is our own karmas. It is Daivam means the adrishtam. So the Lord is Satya Parakrama, and for the Lord there are no obstacles that he cannot cross, because he is not bound by the hidden variables. He is the one who actually administrates the hidden variables. And that is why every time we seek his help for the removal of our obstacles. Today also many people attending the Hanuman Jayanti Puja. The Hanuman is again one of the devatas who has got the immense capacity to remove our obstacles. For the sake of Rama, he actually just overcame all the obstacles. So therefore, because we want to have Parakrama, we have to tap every source. And how to do that? We pray to Ishvara for Parakrama and invoke him in the name of Satya Parakrama. That is the meaning of this word, Satya Parakrama. Then the next nama is Nimishaha. Actually, the next and the following nama, we will take it together because they are interrelated. Nimishaha means the one whose eyes are closed. Nimilite netre asya iti nimishaha. The next one is Animishaha, the one whose eyes are open. So it is just blinking of the eyes, closing and opening. It's a one action. So Nimisha, Animishaha, we will take it together, right? Animishaha, Adi Shankara says, Nitya Prabuddaha Swarupatvat Animishaha. Matsya Rupataya va Atma Rupataya va. So this word, verbal root of both Nimisha and Animisha is Mish Dhatu. In Nimisha it comes with the prefix Ni. So Nimish means closing the eyes. So the one whose eyes are closed is Nimisha. And the reference here is to Pralaya. During Pralaya, at the time of Pralaya, the Lord is as if closing his eyes. But at the same time, he is Nitya Prabuddha Swarupa. He is ever awake. And therefore, ever aware as the Atma Chaitanya. Therefore, he is Animisha. He is a Sakshi for everything. Even though during Pralaya, as if we have to, it's a figure, as if his eyes are closed, but at the same time, he is Animisha, his eyes are open also. It is said that a fish never blinks its eyes. And the Lord in its Matsya Avatara, he is called Animisha. Animisha. And of course, Nimisha is also a unit of time. And what? That unit of time is also Ishvara. As we have seen, the time is within Ishvara rather. Time is also a creation of Ishvara only. Where Ishvara is timeless, not measurable, not bound by time. And therefore, he is Animisha. That meaning also we can take. Not if you take Nimisha as a unit of time, Animisha means who is beyond time, not bound by time. At the same time, without Ishvara, there is no time at all. There is no unit of time. Because Ishvara, the unit of time, everything is created by Ishvara only. So this is the meaning of Nimisha and Animisha, both taken together. So next nama is Sragvi. Sragvi, here Adi Shankara says, Bhuta Tanmatra Rupam Vaijantyakyam Srajam Nityam Vibharti iti Sragvi. Very, he comes up with, I don't know from where he gets all these things. What profound, scholarship. So Sragvi is the one with the garland called Vaijayanti. That is what he is saying. Where if we have seen, Bhagavan Vishnu is pictured as wearing the garland which is called Vaijayanti. For Bhagavan, everything has got a name. His Shanga has got a name, Chakra has got a name, Mala has got a name, everything has got a name. And that garland, which is called Vaijayanti, is made up of Pancha Bhuta Tanmatras, or the 5 subtle elements. Akasha, Vayu, Prithvi, Apaha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithvi. But not the gross form, but the subtle form of this 5 elements. And why subtle? Because of the fragrance of that mala. In the gross form, we can say that the stula bhutas are the flowers which are there in the garland. Whereas the subtle element, the sukshma bhutas, are what? The fragrance of the flowers. We can't touch, we can't feel the fragrance, isn't it? We can only experience the fragrance. That's why it is sukshma, very subtle. So that is the meaning of Sragvi. And that is because he is wearing the mala or garland called Vaijayanti. So that's why Sragvi. Then Vachaspati Rudaradihi. This is one nama. Vachaspati Rudaradihi. The Lord of all Vidyas and the one with the greatest intellect. Vachaha Vidyayaha Patihi Vachaspatihi. So Vachaha Patihi Vachaspatihi. Vachaha means Vidyayaha. Sarvartha Vishaya Dihi Buddhi Asya Iti. Sarvartha Vishaya, in respect of all things, Dihi Buddhi, that is, Dihi means Buddhi, the one who has got the intellect, most great intellect. So Bhagavan is Pati, the Lord of all walks, speech. And speech stands for all knowledge, all Vidya. Thus, he is the Lord of and protector of all knowledge. And when we say knowledge, it starts right from the Veda. The word Veda itself means knowledge only. And it starts from there. So all knowledge is made by or as given by Lord only. So he is the Pati of all knowledge. Vachaspati. So he is the Lord and protector of all knowledge also. And because of that, his Dihi, his intellect, it can comprehend all knowledge, and hence he is Udharadhi. His knowledge is Udhara. Udhara means exalted. It does not lack anything. So Vachaspati Udharadihi. Vachaspati Udharadihi. Sandhi happens. Vachaspati Udharadihi. It is traditionally, it's a one single nama, they are taken together. Even though the meaning are different of the two words, but they are taken together. Okay. So this completes that shloka. Vachaspati Udharadihi. Excuse me. Then we will go to the next shloka, which is what Guru Tamo is over. Yes. Agranir Gramani Sriman Nyayo Neta Samiranaha Sahasramurdha Vishwatma Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat. So this shloka has got 218 to 227. 10 namas. Agranihi, Gramanihi, Shriman, Nyayaha, Neta, Samiranaha, Sahasramurdha, Vishwatma, Sahasrakshaha, Sahasrapat. Very good shloka. So first nama is Agranihi. Agrani means what? Agram prakrishtam padam nayati. Mumukshun iti agranihi. The one who leads all the mumukshus to the foremost goal. Mumukshus means moksham ichuhu. The one, the spiritual seekers. He is the Bhagavan, leads all of them to that final goal of moksha, Parandhama. Prakrishtam padam, he says, padyate iti padam. What is the meaning of padam? That which is to be achieved. And what is achieved, both are called pada. Agra means prakrishta, mukhya, foremost. the highest, or you can say the most important. So that end that is to be achieved is the most exalted end, achieving which there is no further end to be achieved. And achieving this end, all other ends come to an end. All other goals come to an end. Whereas this goal always exists, it never comes to an end. And once a spiritual seeker has achieved it, there is a kritakrityata. Kritakrityata means a sense of fulfillment. I have achieved everything that has to be achieved by achieving this one thing. So this agrapada is called moksha. And that moksha is to be achieved. Actually speaking, we have to always remember whenever we talk of achieving moksha and all that, it is only understanding, realizing that I was never a bound person. That is what is called achieving moksha. Because Swarupataya, by our very nature, we are all free. There is nothing to be achieved as moksha. You are already Mukta Purusha. Unfortunately, because of the effect of Maya, because of the powers of Avaranam and Vikshepam of Maya, we don't know that we are Mukta Purusha. And then we take ourselves to be limited, to be bound. And then because of that, we keep on suffering in this life. So, what does a spiritual seeker do? He knows that I am a Mukta Purusha, but I have got caught in this Maya web. I want to get out of this web and then realize my original, my true nature, which is Mukta Purusha. For that, first thing he has to do is, he has to choose to have that. He has to choose to have that knowledge. By just sitting and saying, I know I am a Mukta Purusha, is not going to help him. He has to understand why and how he is a Mukta Purusha. And for that, that is revealed only by the Shastras, by the word of Shastras. And the word of Shastras are such that we will not be able to understand if we study on our own. And that is why we need a guru who has already studied the Shastras, who has already understood how this moksha realization can be achieved. Because there is no other way of getting moksha, this ultimate end. We cannot stumble upon moksha. And moksha also, we must realize, is not the result of any karma. You can do karmas. You can create situations which are conducive for this knowledge and gaining this knowledge. You may even stumble upon a teacher who can teach you the Shastras. But you cannot stumble upon moksha yourself. Because moksha, as the Shastras say, can be gained only by knowledge. What is moksha? It is your real nature, which is actually veiled or shrouded, as it were, by ignorance. By any amount of karmas, you cannot remove ignorance. Ignorance can go only by the light of knowledge. The darkness of ignorance can go only by the light of knowledge. So first of all, there should be a mumukshutvam, a desire for liberation. And that mumukshutvam, that desire for liberation, it should be a strong desire. Should be tivra mumukshutvam. It should not be a casual desire. And then that desire has to be converted into jignasa. What is jignasa? A strong desire to know, gain knowledge. Because as I said, moksha is only in terms of knowing. It's only cognition. No karma, no action can give you moksha. So therefore, one should choose to know. That's why even when a person says, I am a samsari, still that person actually happens to be already liberated, because by his nature, he is the limitless whole. He is no different from Paramatma. And when this is so, how are we going to stumble upon this piece of knowledge? Pujya Swamiji says, the person who thinks he is the problem cannot know that he is also the solution. To know that he is the solution also, he has to choose to know. And every individual is given the faculty of choice. They have got the free will, that the buddhi is there. Therefore, each one of us can choose to know. And the very fact that we have got the human birth is due to a lot of punya. That's why, in Upanishads it says, in fact, Chandogya Upanishad, if I'm not wrong, says, a person who does not use his human birth to gain the true knowledge, to gain the knowledge of his true self, he is a kripanaha, he is a miser. A miser is one who will have a lot of wealth but will not have the mind to spend even a dime. He will not have help, a mind to help others or even to help himself. Elsewhere in the Shastra says that if the thinking faculty, the buddhi, is not used to know oneself, then it is equal to atmahananam. Atmahananam means what? Like committing suicide. So therefore, if a person does not see the problem, he lives in denial, how will he make an attempt to solve it? And in fact, many of us, who get some of the diseases, initially, this is what happens. We are in self-denials. I have seen this in many, diabetes patients. They will be in self-denial. Yeah, well, nothing, it's just a border case and all that. No problem. And as they go on neglecting it, the problem becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. So therefore, a person who does not see the problem will never make an attempt to solve it. Again, he has to know the appropriate solution and also the means for getting that solution. And underlying all this is one needs the grace of the Lord for all this. First of all, understanding that I have a problem, understanding that the solution lies with me, and the solution is in the form of knowing my true nature. All this for gaining this mumukshutva. Knowing that This problem can be solved only through knowledge, by not doing anything, by not adjusting my external environment, by not changing this person's behavior, not changing that person's behavior. All these things he must understand will not work. What will work is first jignasa, a desire to know, should be born, which will lead him to an interest in the Shastra. Once this is reached, I can tell you, a guru will automatically appear in front of you, a guru who will guide you to this moksha. And all this is not possible without the grace of Bhagavan. That we must understand. Therefore, mumukshun agram padam nayati iti agranin. Agranim. So the Lord is agrani because he leads those interested in moksha towards the ultimate goal. This is the meaning of the Nama Agrani. Then next is Gramanihi. What is Gramanihi? Adi Shankara says, Bhuta Gramasya Netritvat Gramani. Very simple. Normally the word Grama means Samuha, a group. It's called a Grama. That's why, where people live together, that is called a Grama. So here, Bhuta Gramasya Netritvat. Bhuta can either mean the beings, that is the living beings can be Bhuta, or we can even take the meaning of the elements, the Panchabhutas. That also meaning we can take. So Bhagavan is the Lord, the leader of all groups and all beings. He is also the Lord of the group of elements like space, air, etc. He is the Lord of the group of all senses, karmendriyas, jnanendriyas. He is the Lord of all those groups also. Like the Surya Devata is this leader of the group of planets. And also the Devatas who are the leaders of the planets. But the leader of all these Devatas, including Surya Devata, is Parameshwara. Therefore, he is Gramani, the one who is the leader of all beings. All beings and all elements we can add. Okay. He is Gramani. Then the next one, Shriman. We have already seen this Nama twice, Shriman. But here, another shade of meaning is taken by Adi Shankara. Say the one who is radiant, Shriman. Shrihi Kantihi Sarvatishayan Sarvadi. 1 minute. Shrihi Kantihi Sarvadishayi Shayinaha Yas Asyeti Shriman. Sarvadishayin Asyayinyah Sarvadishayinyah Asya iti Shriman. So here the word Shrihi, Shri means Kanti, radiance. We have seen Shri also as a meaning of Lakshmi. So Bhagavan being endowed with Shri, that is Kanti, radiance, is Shriman. And the radiance of Bhagavan excels that of everything else. Because it is in the form of what? The shining Chaitanya. So that is why he is Shriman. That's a very simple meaning he has given. Then Nyayaha. Nyayaha, he says, Pramana anugrahakaha abhedakarakaha tarkaha nyayaha. Pramana anugrahakaha bedakarakaha tarkaha nyayaha. Okay. This nama actually requires a careful understanding. Ishvara is in the form of Nyaya, and Nyaya here means reasoning. The various names of the Lord have been unfolded with the help of reasoning. And Pujya Swamiji deals with it very nicely. Let us understand how this Nyaya or this logic or reasoning works. Okay. Very interesting rather. We have to reflect upon this. In the language, we use many expressions. We use expressions like a golden chain, a golden bangle, a golden this, a golden that, etc. we use, right? And this is based on the Nyaya assumptions, the assumption which is based on logic. There is a substance and it has got a quality. The substance is called a substantive and the quality is called an attribute or adjective, isn't it? Whenever we say a red flower, flower is the substantive, red is the attribute. So the adjective qualifies the noun. Noun is the substantive and the attribute is the adjective. Therefore, in these expressions, which we say a golden chain, golden bangle, etc., what is happening? Gold is the adjective, chain, bangle, ring, etc. are the substantives. This is the assumption. Therefore, if the attributes disappear, the substantives remain. In a red rose or a red flower, even though the redness may disappear, the flower will remain. It does not disappear because it is substantive, isn't it? Another example, Pujya Swamiji, red carpet. Carpet is the substantive, red is an attribute, which is adjective. So even if the redness of the carpet fades away, that is, even if the adjective goes away, the carpet, which is a substantive, will remain. So much we are very clear. What is substantive, what is adjective, isn't it? Now let us analyze these expressions, golden chain and golden bangle, etc. Suppose we have got 1,000 ornaments made of 1 ton of gold. Now every ornament is a golden ornament, isn't it? When we say golden ornament, golden appears to be adjective qualifying the noun, and 1,000 nouns or substantives are there because we have got 1,000 ornaments. Now you visit a shop and decide to take 1 chain. You visit a jeweler. So if you take 1 chain, there would be still 999 golden ornaments left, isn't it? Now, one Swamiji, who is Mahatma, he visits that shop. And he takes only 1 thing, that is 1 ton of gold. Will there be 1,000 ornaments left? Because the Swami is taking only gold, the adjective. By our logic, if the adjective vanishes, the substantive should be there. So we have been using golden ornament, golden chain, golden bangle, golden as an adjective and chain, bangle, ornament as substantives. So if the Mahatma, the Swami takes away the 1 ton of gold, will the 999 or even 1000 ornaments be left? There will be nothing left. Therefore, in this expression, golden bangle and all, which is the substantive? Gold is the real substantive and chain, bangle, etc. is actually the adjective. Therefore, what we should be saying? We should be saying chainy gold, bangly gold, ringy gold, ornamenty gold, like that, isn't it? But the language is different, and that is the orientation we all have. We never realize all these things. Rather, whenever we are speaking, we never apply logic to whatever we are saying. It's only when we start thinking about it, when we reflect upon it, when we actually analyze it, then we find that our language is completely we are thinking something and expressing something else. And in all this, there is only one substantive, which is gold. And this chaininess or this bangliness or ringiness, etc., are not the essential attributes of the gold. Gold is gold. Whereas all this chaininess, bangleness, ringiness, and all, they are all attributes which are superimposed on the gold. They are only incidental attributes, not intrinsic attributes, and do not do anything to the gold. Gold is the Atma of the chain. It is the Atma of the bangle. It is the Atma of all the ornaments. But gold is neither chain nor bangle nor the ring or nor any ornament. This is the reasoning that is used to explain the Shruti. The Upanishad Vakyas, which says, Neha nanasti kinchana. There is only one thing, there is no second thing. This appears both in Kathopanishad and also in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. There is only one gold plus 1,000 ornaments, that is equal to only one gold. It was 1 ton gold before, now also it is 1 ton gold after all the ornaments are made and after all the ornaments are melted also. Assuming, of course, these people charge some chedaram and all that, I'm assuming that the jeweler who is melting it, goldsmith, he doesn't play around with that. So it will be still 1 ton of gold alone. Therefore, the plurality of the ornaments has no reality apart from that one gold. This is how we have to understand Ishvara. We have to understand this entire prapancha. And this is what, our prayer when we say, Purnamadaha Purnamidam. Brahman was Purna before manifestation of this world. Brahman is Purna even when manifest as this world. And continues to be Purna even after the world is resolved. This is the logic we have to follow. This is the Nyaya we have to follow. We have to understand and apply to this world. This is called Shruti Anukula Nyaya or Pramana Anugrahaka Tarka, a reasoning which is conducive to understand what the Shruti Pramana says. And it is also Bhedakaraka Tarka, a reasoning which shows the difference between proper and improper reasoning. And Bhagavan is called Nyaya because he is in the form of proper reasoning in the Buddhi, which helps us to understand the Shastra Pramana that reveals the non-dual truth that we all are. That is the how we have to understand this Nama Nyaya. It's little involved, but we have to reflect upon this. That there is only one absolute reality. Everything else in this universe is a superimposition on that reality. The superimpositions can actually come and go. Reality doesn't change. The 1 ton gold remains the 1 ton gold, irrespective of whether we make ornament out of it or we make biscuits out of it. Whatever it is, rather, that 1 ton gold will remain 1 ton gold. That is the only reality of all these things. Similarly, Bhagavan is the only reality. Unless we understand this logic, the entire teaching of the Shastra will not sink in. We may say, yes, we understand, but there will be doubts lingering in our mind. Like, for example, when we say that it is Bhagavan who is actually manifesting as the entire world, our immediate thinking will be like, we will ignore the gold, we will only look at the ornament and take that ornament to be the reality. So we need to understand this logic, and it is that, I mean, very beautifully explained by Puja Swamiji. This is a very, very important aspect. That is what this Shruti Anukula Nyaya, and even all Upanishads, time and again, they will point out. Because in the Vedanta, our most important pramana is the Shruti Vakya. We must have full Shraddha in what the Shruti says is correct. We must not doubt what the Shruti says. We can have our own doubts because of our orientation of what the Shruti is saying, and we can get those doubts clarified. But we should not reject Shruti. That is the starting point. That is what is called Shraddha. But once we have actually, with an open mind, analyzed the words of the Shruti, then we can bring in logic, Nyaya, as a supporting element in order to understand what the Shruti is saying. And all this is possible only because Bhagavan is that Nyaya Swarupa. He is the one who guides our buddhi into this, and for which we require Bhagavan's grace to understand all these things. So that is why he is Nyaya. I think a couple of minutes are there. I will take Neta also. One more Nama. Neta means what? The one who is in charge of the machinery called the world, right? Jagat Yantra Nirvakaha Neta. Nayati iti Neta. Bhagavan is Neta, the leader. We all know Neta means the maintenance person, the person who is in charge of this machinery called this Jagat. And he is the one who is making the whole machinery work in perfect unison and order. He is the one who has established this cosmic order, and he is also in charge of making it work effectively and efficient. And anybody tinkers with this cosmic order, Bhagavan also knows how to correct those tinkerings. That's why he is called Neta. Okay, more we will see in the next class. I'll stop here and say the prayers. Om Purnamadav Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Thank you, Guruji.
Namaste.
Thank you
Very much, Guruji. Thank you. Namaskaram.
Thank you. Namaskaram.
Thank you, Guruji. Namaskaram. Thank you.
Namaskar.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram. Thank you very much. So if there are no questions, can I close the session? Okay. So we will meet next Sunday. Hari Om. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.